should be starting up. Really, that didn't switch over. All these dashboards, I'm not even sure if I'm on. Oh, no, looks like I'm on. Oh, see the delay. Yep. Oh, wow, that's quite a delay. Alright. Well, better share my stuff, otherwise no one's gonna know I'm around. Oof, naughty stuff on my Twitter. But not today. That's on my other monitor. Oh well. Hopefully all my sound is coming by well. Audio levels are good. Wonder, test this out. See if the chat box even works. You brat. Got these on right? Yes, I do. Alright. Should be ready. Hi. Afternoon, everybody. Chop them on here. Oh. Little brat. Don't chew on those. Here you go. What's that? Afternoon, everybody. Oh. Fail climbed by the cat. Chop them on here, and today I'm going to be playing Wonderbook. This is a game I once picked up for like $15 in the clearance bin of Target. I've always been a fan of the PlayStation Move and augmented reality in general, but it's more like I'm always into the idea of augmented reality, but I don't know. It's one of those things that just seems a lot more neater than it actually is.
Welcome to Wonderbook, a special book that brings stories to life in your room with a magical range of new experiences the whole family can enjoy. Each Wonderbook experience requires 3 things: a Wonderbook, a PlayStation Eye camera, and a PlayStation Move motion controller. Let's take a closer look at the PlayStation Move motion controller. You might be familiar with the action buttons on the top. Below these is the PS button, and the big button in the middle is called the Move button. On the underside is the T button, and on either side we have Start and Select.
Make sure the cat doesn't chew up
anytime by pressing the Select button and following the on-screen instructions. Before you can get started, I'm going to help you set everything up.
This is
Press
Raisin.
the Move button on your motion controller
We're
to
watching
continue.
her for a coworker. She's a little micro kitten. She's kind of a brat.
For the best possible Wonderbook experience, we want to see your face and your Wonderbook clearly on your TV. All you need to do is make sure your PlayStation Eye camera is pointing down towards you and your Wonderbook.
I don't have like a happy medium, at least nothing too much. I was going to be looking up from here, but I guess it doesn't matter because that camera's right there.
Press the Move button and I'll show you what to do. To make sure you can be seen clearly in your room, set your PlayStation Eye camera to wide-angle view.
Yes.
To do this, twist the camera lens round to the blue lens angle indicator.
Skip over that.
Try to make your room as bright and evenly lit as possible so that you and your Wonderbook appear clearly. For best results, turn on all the lights in the room.
Okay, got that.
Now sit on the floor a little way back
first.
from your PlayStation Eye camera so you can see your face on your TV. Pick up your motion controller and point it towards the camera lens, keeping it clearly visible on screen. Hold your motion controller really steady, then press the Move button.
Alright. Wow, that's interesting. Me and 3 different cameras. Calibrate complete.
Finally, place your Wonderbook on the floor in front of you.
Totally a kid.
Make sure it's closed with the front cover facing upwards. If you can't see yourself and your Wonderbook on screen, try moving back a little. Press the Move button when you've finished. You're all set up and ready to go. So leave everything as it is and press the Move button to start your Wonderbook
my mom would actually
experience.
sit here and watch me play. Yep. Got a kitten on a Wonderbook. Zap. Bookish spells! This is really loud on my end, so hopefully it's not too loud and I'm coming in loud and clear. Yeah, I once played this game a little, but let's go ahead and start over. Whoa. Actually had a friend's kid start. Pottermore. No. I'm not that big of a fanboy for Pottermore. Let's see. Gotta select our wand. Sendorian Dragon Heartstring. 13.5 inches. Ooh, but quite bendy. Ebony and Phoenix Feather. 12 inches. Rigid. Oh my. Poplar. Okay. Never heard of that wood. Poplar and unicorn hair. 10.5 inches. Supple. So we got flaccid, supple, and rigid. Let's go with the BBW, the big black wand. Oh. Magic. It's like I'm holding a real wand. Prizes, Courageous and Darling. Hufflepuff. Prizes, Hardworking, Loyalty, and Just Students. Ravenclaw. Wit and Favor Rudely. Oh, there goes my mouse. And Slytherin. Ambition, Courage. I'll go with Hufflepuff. Augmented reality, the future. Oh, gotta get my portrait taken. Okay. Yes. Doesn't turn my navigator into anything.
Oh, hello there. You know, Hogwarts students shouldn't be in the restricted section of the library without a note. You're lucky I'm just a professor. If the librarian caught you...
Ooh.
Oh, you've already picked up a book, I see, but...
Get punished, I
Hang
guess.
on a minute. It's covered in dust. You must be the first student in years to pick it up. Where in the library did you find this? Ah, looks like you got post. Let's see now.
It's like I'm in the Harry Potter world for realsies. What do we do? No, I'm not doing anything. This student is given permission.
This student is given permission to collect a copy of the Book of Spells from the restricted section.
From the restricted section? How on earth did you get permission for this? You're a Hufflepuff, aren't you? Well, well. Come on then, let's have a look at it. Brush that dust off the cover.
That's it, keep going.
I have to do it.
Wait a moment. Is this... Yes! This is the Book of Spells by Miranda Goshawk. I mean, this isn't your standard Book of Spells. It's very old. But after all, you did get permission. It's just... Well, Miranda Goshawk was a powerful witch, and sometimes magic in old spell books can be a bit unpredictable. Oh, but we've got your magical education to think about. I'll be here to guide you while you read the book. After all, it could contain rare charms or dangerous jinxes or all kinds of exciting stuff.
I would think there'd be more books in common.
Go on then. Open it up to the
spells.
first page.
Oh, can't see me. Oh dear.
Oh, where's your book gone?
Can't find me. I can't find the book. So I guess. Oh,
There we are.
Oh, where's your book gone?
Can't find it. There we go.
Oh, just put the book back where I can see it.
Can't find it. Oh, it's trying. Look.
There we are. Now, a spellbook like this can help you with all sorts of enchantments. See that glowing spot on the page? Point your wand at it, then press the T button.
Why are you doing that?
Oh, where's the book? Put it where I can see it.
Could see it. Dude, I know I'm cute, but I need to focus on me.
There we go.
Oh. Let's see if... There we go. Let's rotate this camera a little like this.
Got your wand? Point it down at the book, so the tip is pointing at the page. There, now pull the T button. Here we are. We're going to practice this nice snap of the wrist. It's a sharp flick of your wand like this. Oh, there we go. Wow, it looks like your wand is ready to go.
My wand's always ready to go.
Time to show me some real wand work. Just give your wand a good, sharp flick of the wrist. Oh, that's it. Very good. Right, keep flicking now. You don't need to press any buttons with a spell like this. Just flick. A bit more. Keep flicking your wand. Flick out some more sparks. Make sure you've got the hang of it. Yes, you've definitely got the hang of it. Let's move on, shall we? You can cancel activities at any time by holding the circle button, so do that now. Good, now hold it. It looks like your wand work is up to scratch. Let's move on. There you go. Now let's see what our esteemed author Miranda Goshawk had to say in her foreword.
I was born into a poor family, the last of 9 sisters. When I was a youngster, there was no basic spell book to give a beginner witch like myself the clear and simple instructions that would have made magic a much less mysterious process. I struggled to understand the complicated instructions in the old-fashioned textbooks I was given at school. Back at home, I was at the mercy of my older sister's mischievous attempts to give me the wrong incantation for every spell I attempted. Hand-me-down robes are merely embarrassing. Hand-me-down spells can be dangerous.
But isn't
When I
that
grew
how
up,
people learn
I
spells?
quickly
Is by
realized that the
teaching
help
each
I
other?
had craved
Isn't that
simply
technically a
did not
hand-me-down spell?
exist. And so, I created the book you are holding now. The Book of
It's almost
Spells.
like as if no one's ever thought
I
about
could not be
making a book of
prouder that this
spells.
simple school textbook is now being used in schools for magic all over the world.
Ugh, I got
and has
this
been
thing right
translated
here.
into 72 languages,
It's a book of
including
shadows.
Gobbledygook and Mummish. I also had a few special editions printed for my dear sisters, which
Special editions,
unfortunately contained a few misprints that led to
Well,
quite a few comical mishaps.
Let's see, spells.
But Romilda's tale has vanished
this is
now,
more of
and
a-
we're all friends again. The Book of Spells will enable you to perform a range of basic
Hand-fisting.
and not so basic
This isn't a
spells
book of
that will enhance,
spells.
protect, and
This is a
enliven
Kama
your
Sutra.
life. At
Well,
the
no.
end of each chapter,
It's actually
you
not
will
a Kama
find
Sutra.
a conundrum,
It is
a little poem with a hidden message concerning those characteristics and habits that make
holder
witches
for
and wizards
Charmed.
truly great. Each
It's embarrassing,
conundrum
but I was into
tells the
Charmed when I was
story
a
of a witch
teenager.
or wizard who
Young
did not
adults.
possess the necessary traits and paid the price. Names have been changed to protect the inadequate. The solution to all the conundrums can be found when you have mastered every spell in this book.
Master.
But by that time, you may not need the solution at all. Good luck,
Because
Stay
I will
safe.
have power.
and make good
Unlimited power.
magic.
Huh, little raisin.
You uncovered a collectible. That will go into the collectibles chapter in your spellbook.
Later on, you can visit the chapter to see all the things you've collected. But for now, let's move on. Now we've got 2 magical spots on the book. Every page of the Book of Spells has spots like these. See that new spot on the right-hand page? Use your wand to pull it up out of the book, and we can read what spells we have in store in Chapter 1. Or you can try testing out your wand again by pulling up the picture on the left-hand page. It's up to you. When you read the Book of Spells, you can use your wand to move the words back and forth. Try it now. Point your wand at the words at the top of the screen, then hold the T button and slide them to the left.
Okay. In this chapter, we will learn 4 spells ideal for developing your magic wand. Well, good thing I got my robes on. Shoo. Ha-cha! Go, letters. Cha! Ooh.
Just release the button. That's it. Whenever you're reading, you can use your wand to skip ahead or go back. Point with your wand again and slide the words to the right to go back.
Each spell is sure to be useful throughout your wizarding career. Whether you're imagining objects fly or lighting your way into dark places.
Nice wand work. You can also stop reading at any time by holding the circle button. In this chapter, we'll learn 4 spells ideal for developing your wand skills. In this chapter, There we are. See there in the bottom corner? Your spellbook can't wait to move on. That means you've finished everything on this. The levitation charm. Aha, starting with the basics. This one always comes in handy. Right, first we'll learn a bit about the spell. Then, when you're ready, you'll learn to cast it. Now, you don't read this spellbook like a muggle textbook. To read your book, you point your wand at any words that are glowing on the page, and then just press the T button.
Yeah, because... Chapter 1. I thought this was a prologue. But...
Now, you don't read this spellbook like a muggle textbook.
Because all the
to
other
read your
Harry
book,
Potter books
you
have
point
never
your wand at
involved just
any
reading
words
it
that
like
are
a
glowing on the
novel,
page,
right?
and then just press the T button.
I'm gonna absorb the knowledge by osmosis.
Let go of those words to start reading them. The levitation charm is one of the first spells learnt by any young witch or wizard. With the charm, a witch or wizard can make things fly with the flick of a wand. The charm is an excellent test of your magical skill, wand control, and above all, patience. There you have it. For every spell you learn, you'll first get a description of the spell from the author.
Makes sense. Okay. Just decide you're gonna not work.
Ah, that's better.
Okay.
Oh, look! There's more to find out about the spell. Looks like Miranda Goshawk also put a wizarding story about the levitation charm into her book. Pull up the glowing picture with your wand to read the story, or just turn the page. Looks like we're going to hear a tale about this spell. Ready? It's up to you. Do you want to read the story now or later? Use your wand to choose. Good. The levitation charm was invented in 1544 by Warlock Jarlath Hobart, who mistakenly believed that he had at last succeeded in doing what wizard kind had so far failed to do, and learnt to fly. Hobart invited a large crowd of wizards, including the chief warlock of the Wizengamot, to witness his maiden flight.
Brooms.
On the 16th of July, 1544, Hobart climbed onto the roof of the local church. And after several speeches and a rousing performance of the... It seems your spell book is testing you. There's a word missing from the story.
National anthem.
Point your wand at one of the tabs on the side of the book. Then hold the T button and slide the tab.
Bagpipes.
Interesting, but no. Better try the other tab. Ah, yes. After a rousing performance of the national anthem, he leapt into midair. At first, Hobart appeared to have succeeded.
Wouldn't he have tested this?
He
more?
hung in midair for nearly 3 minutes, until the crowd grew impatient to see him move somewhere. In response to their catcalls, Hobart began to perform vigorous swimming movements, which had no
I
effect.
think you'd need wings.
Mistakenly believing that he was being hampered by his heavy boots and... Oh, another missing
Ooh,
word.
Let's pick the wrong.
Jarlath's going to throw something away, but what? No, that's not the right word. Oh, believing he was being hampered by his heavy robes, he took them off and tossed them away.
Just end up floating away too.
Upon removal of these items, Hobart dropped 10 feet, and it became painfully clear to those watching from below that far from weighing him down, they had been helping to keep him airborne. Infuriated by the increasing laughter of the onlookers, Hobart continued to strip. Until finally, on removal of his... Oh dear, what do you think he removed next? No, that doesn't seem right. On removal of his underpants, he plummeted to the earth, completely naked.
Okay. Guess his balls weren't lined enough to hold him up.
Breaking 16 bones and earning himself a fine for what the chief warlock described as outrageous silliness.
Guess
Humiliated,
the wizards are
Hobart
prudes.
returned home and continued his work.
Again, why didn't he test this out?
He eventually realized that he had invented a spell that would lift objects into the air and could cause them to hover for varying lengths of time, depending on their weight and the skill of the spellcaster. Small animals and even children might be levitated, but once airborne, they had no control over their
lift.
direction of movement. Hobart consequently made a second announcement, and another, even larger crowd assembled to watch his new demonstration, hoping for another hearty laugh at his expense. The new demonstration was initially much more successful than the first. Hobart showed the onlookers how he could lift a variety of objects, ranging from small rocks all the way up to... What else could this spell levitate? Pull out one of the taps to try it. That definitely wasn't right. That's it. He could lift fallen trees. Unfortunately, the cheers of the crowd went to Hobart's head, and he decided for a finale to levitate the chief's hat.
Turns out he's bald.
It was only then that he, and indeed the crowd, realized that the chief wore a wig.
Right.
Hobart only survived the
guess I don't
resulting
have-
duel by levitating the chief's robes over his head and running for it.
But I guess I don't have any magic Rogaine spells.
There you go. Now, some spells in the book will have wizarding stories to go with them, left especially by Miranda. I mean, our esteemed author. This spellbook has some powerful magic indeed. Time for you to do some magic of your own. I think you're ready to learn to cast this spell. Wand at the ready, and turn the page to learn it. One of the book's pictures has got a bit out of control. Just try brushing those feathers away with your hand.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
The magic words for the levitation charm are Wingardium Leviosa. Be sure to make the gar nice and long.
Wingardium
Say the incantation
Leviosa.
aloud nice and clearly now. 3, 2, 1.
Wingardium Leviosa.
That's it.
I don't think it has a mic.
That's the incantation learnt. Now time for the wand gesture you must make to cast the spell. Pull the gesture diagram up from the page. Wingardium Leviosa. The magic words for the levitation charm are Wingardium Leviosa. Be sure to make the gar nice and long. Say the incantation aloud nice and clearly now. 3, 2, 1. You'll have to speak up.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Very
I
nice.
guess that mic on the PlayStation 3 thing actually works.
That's the incantation learnt. Now time for the wand gesture you must make to cast the spell. Pull the gesture diagram up from the page.
Come on.
This spell is all in the wrist. Keep your wand hand loose and perform a nice, smooth swish and flick movement. This is it. To cast a spell, you trace the gesture shape while holding the move button on your controller. Hold down the move button, trace the shape, then let go. That's the T button. To cast a spell, hold down the move button. It's the one with a squiggle. Hold it down and start tracing the shape. That's it. See that symbol in the corner? That means you've cast the spell. Now, you don't need to press the move button or make the gesture again. You can keep using this spell till you cast another. Now, with the levitation charm, you point your wand at an object, then hold the T button to levitate it. That's the spell, all right. Now just point and press the T button. Oh, here we go. Try levitating that jar. Point at it and hold the T button. You're doing well. Now try landing the jar safely back on the book. Oh, well, you've got the levitation basics. Keep levitating if you like, or hold the circle button down once more. Try to levitate this new jar and put it back down again without breaking it. Put the jar safely back down on the book so we can move on. You need to safely land the jar. That's right. You can keep levitating, or we can move on. You can return the book to normal at any time by holding the circle button.
Eyeballs!
Huh! Look at that. Some previous student has scribbled in your book. Defacing a library book.
Let's have some
Wait.
fun.
It looks like they've added an enchantment to the book. I tell you what. Use your wand to pull up that bewitched illustration from the page and let's see what happens. Uh-huh. It seems our mischievous magical vandal wanted to give you a creature to practice levitating. Go on then, give it a go. Cast Wingardium Leviosa and then try levitating that toad. It won't do it any harm. That's it. Keep levitating the toad. Oh, he doesn't know what hit him. Well done. Of course, this toad was just conjured up by your spellbook. Don't let me catch you trying this on the real thing.
Is this considered animal abuse? Considering that the wizarding community seems to
There you go.
pretty...
I'd say our vandal
know,
knew some
full of
remarkable
themselves.
magic. In future, though, you should just ignore those scribbles, unless it's something very interesting. That's the basics. Now it's time for a proper practice of your new spell.
Try
Turn the page when you're ready.
backing the...
Oh, where's your book gone? Ah, that's better.
Let's see. There's a cat on my...
There we go.
Alright. Oh, what? Turn the page. Magic!
You've learned your first spell. Now it's time for a practice exercise conjured by your book. I'll be awarding house points, so do your best. Let's find out what challenge Miranda Goshawk has set you. Point your wand at the glowing illustration and pull it up. Now it's time to practice your new charm and learn to levitate with confidence.
I don't need the navigator.
Luckily, this spellbook holds a number of powerful enchantments which allow it to provide a safe space for spell practice. Your book's going to conjure up a practice space. Here we go. An herbology greenhouse. Those plants are mandrakes. I'd know them anywhere. A perfect chance to put your levitation to the test. Levitate the mandrakes out of the ground and into those pots
Sitting
over
on the
there.
ground kind of sucks.
You'll need to cast the levitation charm again for this exercise. You'll need to cast the levitation charm again for this exercise.
Right, there we go. I think this is how it wants. There? Ah!
You'll need to cast the levitation charm again for this exercise.
Let's try that. Okay.
Oh, where's your book gone? There we are.
Alright, so... Wingardium Leviosa!
Excellent.
Just like a
Now,
real
these
wizard.
mandrakes are fragile, so you'd better levitate them up out of the ground and over into the pots. Point your wand at a mandrake. Oh, they're stubborn. Hold the T button and give them a good tug. That's it. Right. Drop this little fellow into the right-sized pot. Now just release the T button to drop it. Well done. This mandrake can settle into his new home. You need to repot all the mandrakes to complete the exercise. Well done.
Who needs
Release the
hands?
T button to pop him in. That's it. Release the T button to drop him.
Wah.
That's it. Release the T button to pop him in.
Well done. You'll make a fine herbologist.
Yeah. Sure I will. Yeah.
Well done. Now just release the T button to drop him.
She's interested.
Well
in
done.
something.
You'll make a fine herbologist.
How about I do this?
Activity complete. Time to see how well you did. Here's a note recording your progress in this lesson. Let's see here. Well done indeed. You've mastered your first spell.
Sweet.
Ah, and to
Ow.
prove it, here's a wizarding photograph recording one of your moments of magic. Good work. Oh, spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
All mandrakes repotted without any mistakes, so that's 15 house points for you.
15 whole house points for Hufflepuff. Yay!
Miranda Goshawk's left behind a little more information on this spell. If you'd like to read it, pull up the note, or you can just turn the page.
There are many variations of this spell. The hover charm, the rocket charm, and the floating charm, to name but a few. But this remains the original and best. This charm ought not to be seen as a joke spell. It can be most useful in duels and can lift physical obstacles and can even levitate small creatures, though this is likely to confuse any poor animal and is certainly not to be encouraged.
Why? Wingardium
Look at that.
Leviosa. Oh, look. It's a floating kitten.
Your first spell lesson complete. Now, are you ready to move on to your next spell? You can return here whenever you like. So turn... water-making spell. A useful one, this. Pull up the description text to find out more, or turn the page to learn to cast it. The water-making spell conjures clean, drinkable water from the end of the wand.
No, kitty, don't chew on that priceless relic.
Thus, with the water-making spell, the trained wizard is never without a source of water, whether they're refilling their goblet at dinner or
So
managing
what,
a minor eyebrow
or
fire
something?
after a carelessly cast fire-making spell.
Hydro pump. Water gun. Bubble.
It looks like you found a collectible. Well done. It'll be stored in the collectibles chapter, so remember to go and have a look at it later. Ah, our vandal has left another scribble.
I hope
The
it's
last
not
one was
Tom Riddle that's
educational.
leaving these.
Just. Shall we have a look? Or if you like, just turn the page. Ooh, the bubblehead charm. It conjures a bubble of air around the caster's head. Useful for underwater exploration and avoiding nasty
Well,
smells.
only-
You ready to cast the charm? I'm looking forward to this. Stay just where I
Only
can
if
see you
this
and keep
bubble,
still
like,
to see this
actually
spell in action.
diffuses oxygen
That's
diffuses
it.
oxygen and,
interesting. What's our magical vandal up to
CO2
now?
through the
Goodness,
bubble.
a chance to try out your bubblehead charm.
You know,
Although this
nitrogen.
charm is brilliant for underwater exploration, wizards with particularly bad breath have reported some problems after the first 30 minutes or so.
I wonder if those fish have seen an underwater wizard before. See if you can grab one.
There they go. A bit shy, aren't they?
Looks like the previous owner of your spellbook really knew their stuff. That's better. Never been much of a fish person myself. Ah, well, there you are. Our mystery student definitely knew his or her stuff. I don't think you'll be able to cast the spell away from this page, but you can come back and try it here anytime.
Wait.
Right, turn the
How
page.
fucking
and let's
useful is
try
that?
mastering this spell.
Oh, I don't think you can cast the spell again if you're not looking at this page ever. And some wizard you are, Professor. Professor No Name.
Here we'll learn the necessary gesture and incantation to conjure water from your wand. You need to learn the magic words for the spell. Point at the glowing words with your wand, then pull the T button.
Cha. Maybe I need to turn up the gain on my microphone just a little.
Augmented.
Augmenti. Augmenti.
The incantation for conjuring water is Augmented. Be sure to say it clearly when casting the spell. Nice and loud now.
Augmenti.
Excellent, well said. Time to learn the wand gesture. Pull up the gesture diagram.
Like a snake.
Casting Augmented requires a smooth wave movement from left to right with your wand. First, dip your wand down, then rise up and over. A nice smooth wave. Well done. Now make the gesture once more, this time from memory. Great! With this spell, just hold down the T button to send out a jet of water. You're almost there. Just point your wand, then hold down the T button to create a jet of water. Oh, careful where you aim your wand. Give the book a good spray. Don't worry, its enchantments should protect it from... Lovely. Close those pages down. Watch where you spray that thing. Watch where you spray that thing. Give the book a good spray. Don't worry, its enchantments... Lovely. Close those pages down.
Magic.
Give the book a good spray. Don't worry, its enchantments should protect it from water damage.
Straight from the tap. No, do you still want me to keep washing the book? Oh, Hey, you're gonna get wet.
Oh, careful where you aim your wand. Now, you can stop a spell at any time by pressing the circle button.
Am I ready to move on? Nope. Okay.
Well, where's the book? Put it where I can see it. Ah, that's better.
You're the one who keeps adjusting the camera. So, are we done? Hello? I break you.
Ah, yes. Oh, goodness, keep your wand under control. Now, you can stop a spell at any time by pressing the circle button.
That's kind of interesting.
Right, that...
Oh.
Here we go. You've finished the first half of Chapter 1. You'll be able to unlock the other chapters soon, but for now, just point your wand at Chapter 1, Part 2, then press the move button. Chapter 1, Part 2. I'm afraid you're not ready to tackle the chapters. Unlocking Charm. Oh, this is an unusual spellbook. Now, I wouldn't normally teach you this ingenious little charm so soon in your career. Still, it seems Miranda Goshawk thought you could be trusted.
Yes, because
Pull up
she
the
knew me
text to learn
personally.
about this spell. There are many ways to pass through locked doors in the magical world. See the fire-making spell, the gouging spell, and the reductor curse. Where you wish to enter or depart discreetly, however, the unlocking charm is your best friend. Well done. You're building an impressive collection of souvenirs.
Little story.
Ready for another
Sure.
tale? Wand at the ready. Here we are. Want to read the story now or later? Remember, you can always hold the circle button to count. The famous unlocking charm was introduced to Britain in the early 1600s by a wizard thief called Eldon Elsrickle, who had fled from Britain to Africa, hoping to escape punishment for a series of robberies. Elsrickle sneaked back into the country, heavily disguised and possessed of two treasures. The first was a baby monster called a Nundu, a terrifying leopard-like creature which, when full grown, could devour whole crowds of men in a single gulp. However, the cub could be subdued with a simple... What would you use to subdue a Nundu? So the cub could be subdued with a simple stunning spell.
Just to nullify the strong ones.
And Elsrickle intended to use it to guard his house when he was not there.
But couldn't anyone
Elsrickle's
just use
second treasure was the charm that he had learned from an ancient African sorcerer.
Alohomora, otherwise known as the Unlocking Charm, or the Thief's Friend. Elsrickle immediately resumed his career of villainy, and no house in London, whether Muggle or Wizard owned, was safe. Elsrickle was soon taking home priceless jewels, paintings, and antiques to the house which was occupied by his Nundu.
Turn this controller off.
Soon, the spectral thief of old London town was making front-page news in both the Wizarding and Muggle worlds. Nobody could understand how the criminal was getting in and out of houses without breaking windows or using ladders.
Or a lockpick.
Once in a while, Elsrickle would be surprised in the home of a fellow... I don't think so. Try the other time.
My fantasies it would. That would certainly end a different way, too.
Elsrickle would be surprised in the home of a fellow wizard.
My room's
Whenever
off
this
'cause it's
happened,
getting warm.
the cunning fellow offered to trade his fabulous new charm for his freedom. His deal was accepted so many times that soon there were a great number of so-called spectral thieves operating in the
Kinda
capital.
Dumb. It's like, wow, all these people are jerks. Wizarding World has no morals.
Elsrickle was confident that he would never be burgled, however, because he made sure that everyone knew he owned an ever-growing... No, that's not the right word. Everyone knew he owned an ever-growing Nundu.
Apparently no one else knew that.
He put it to sleep each morning through the keyhole of his door before entering the house.
Stupefy! But I played Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2. Stupefy!
And woke it up in the same way when he left at night.
Wait, Stupefy can wake it up the same way? Or is it something else? Wakey Uppy spell. Rise and Shine spell.
Then came the fateful day, when Blagden Blay, a wizard who had been burgled 19 times in 2 weeks, succeeded in inventing an anti-Alohomora charm. In a single night, the wizarding doors of London were sealed shut, and task forces were dispatched to protect Muggle houses too.
Alohomora spell.
On the last day of his life, Elsrickle returned home after being unable to commit a single burglary all
I wonder if he
night.
does it for the thrill, because if he's
Tired,
burgered so many
frustrated,
times,
and angry, he completely forgot about
You'd
putting
think
his
that he'd be
Nundu to
like,
sleep
well,
through the
I
keyhole
don't need the
before
money
he
anymore.
entered the house. The last word he ever spoke before being pounced upon and eaten was Alohomora.
Alohomora. I don't think that would have worked, huh?
Ah, Eldon came to a grisly end then. Right then, we'd better learn the spell. Turn
Rated
the page.
E10.
This page will teach you the gesture and incantation to open almost any lock. First, we'll learn the spell's incantation. Try that picture of some keys. Use your wand to get it going.
Magic. Sitting on the
Alohomora.
ground is much more tiring, honestly.
To unlock
seems.
doors with just a wave of the
It's probably
wand,
not helped by the
speak
fact
the
that I'm in, like, such a
incantation
little cramped
Alohomora. Nice and clearly now. 3, 2, 1.
Alohomora!
Good.
I wonder if the other Wonderbooks would be much more entertaining. Honestly, it's just kind of
Excellent. Now let's learn the gesture. pull the diagram up from the page.
This is a deep novelty, but it's kind of boring.
Now, the spell requires a nice, sharp wand movement. Start at the bottom and go up, then diagonally down and then across. It's like a number 4. Make sure you make nice, sharp movements. Ooh, that didn't look quite right. What? No, you'll get it. That wasn't it. Once more. Good. Do that once more, but this time without any help. Excellent. With this spell cast, you don't need to do the gesture again. You just start flicking your wand towards locked objects to open it. Let's see what this spell can do. Oh, there's something to unlock here. Flick your unlocking charm at the little glint. Oh, you picked... smells like someone's potion went wrong in there. Oh, wasn't expecting that. Flick your wand. Look out, bats! Well done. That's the last of them. My. There's another extra bit of information on this spell. Pull it up if you'd like to read it, or you can just turn the page. I'd cast the unlocking charm if I were you. Do you need a reminder? The gesture is a... Another little extra bit of information on this spell. If you want to read it, you know what to do. Or you can just turn the page. Prior to the discovery of the unlocking charm, the most popular charm for the purpose was Portaberto, which usually... and occasionally left a smoking hole where the key should have been.
So he blasted it.
Even this was a substantial improvement over Open Sesame, the previous most popular spell,
Sesame,
which saw doors wrenched from their hinges and torn into firewood. You've mastered the unlocking charm. Try not to get into too much...
Professor No Name.
Wand lighting charm. As before, point your wand at the words, then pull them up from the page. This charm will light the end of your wand, providing illumination in darkness. The wand lighting charm is simple, but requires concentration. Take great care not to accidentally set your wand alight, as damage of this kind can be permanent. If in any doubt about your abilities, you would do better to buy yourself a magic lantern.
Why can't you just... I wonder if you can't just use Reparo on another wand. Reparo.
Well done. You're building an impressive collection of souvenirs. Oh, looks like another bit of extra information from Miranda Goshawk. Pull that new note up with your wand, or you can just turn the page.
Light it up. Granted, my wand's already lit up.
The discovery that wands themselves could be lit occurred relatively recently in wizarding history, at the end of the 18th century.
It's like wizards
Among
have
those
no
who claim to have
imagination.
invented this revolutionary spell was the German warlock Garvin Lugner, who insisted that he had invented it as a side effect of his discovery of instant darkness powder. It transpired, however, that not only was Lugner lying about Lumos, his powder was only useful for slightly dimming the lights. The wand lighting charm was actually invented in 1772 by Levena Monk Stanley. An accomplished witch working in the Department of Mysteries, Levena astonished her colleagues one day by lighting the tip of her wand to search for a dropped quill in a dusty corner. Prior to Levena's discovery, all manner of magical lanterns, candles, and light creation spells had been used, with varying degrees of success, to penetrate darkness, both natural and curse-related. So without further ado, let's turn the page and learn to cast the spell. A pile of leaves? What a mess. Just brush them away with your hands.
Gotta use up that gimmick somehow.
Oh, fascinating. There appears to be a hole in your book. I wonder what's in there. I can't quite see the book. Put it flat on the floor for me.
The incantation to light ones.
Oh, I'm just losing sight of the book. Can you put it down where I can clearly see it? Door. Lumos. The incantation to light one's wand is Lumos. Your turn. Try saying the incantation for this spell. 3, 2, 1, go. Excellent pronunciation. Now you've mastered the incantation, let's move on to looking at the spell's gesture.
Oh, there is a gesture.
You're ready to learn the spell shape. Pull up the picture on the page.
The gesture for Lumos is a nice, smooth, upwards loop. So it's a loop for Lumos.
It can be tricky, this. Start going straight from left to right, then loop up and over, then carry on straight to the right. That's the way. Excellent. Let's move on and see what this spell can do.
Once you've cast this spell, you just need to hold your wand wherever you need light. Simple as that.
That's it.
Good work. Use your wand light to search around the room. There's bound to be something to find.
A puffskein? How did that get in here? Well, these make the perfect wizarding pet.
There's more to find. Keep looking.
There's a kitty over there. Oh, no.
Good work. I wonder what that's doing there. Keep searching. More objects to go. Keep it up.
Excellent. That's the last of them. You've learned to produce light, another crucial spell for wizards. Turn the page for a practice exercise.
Oh, Miranda certainly wants to put you through your paces. Use your wand to pull up the text from the page. By now, you should be getting the hang of spellcasting, but it's important to practice the wand lighting charm to ensure that you've mastered it. Once again, your spellbook will now conjure somewhere for you to practice your powers of illumination. I hope you're not afraid of the dark.
Luminous magic.
Not a very friendly-looking forest.
No good. Remember, press triangle if you need a clue. Merlin's beard. A devil's snare.
These predatory plants thrive in the dark but can be driven back by light. That devil's snare looks eager to rip your spellbook to pieces. Cast Lumos to ward it off.
Shine Lumos onto those tendrils to frighten it off. Shine the light from your wand to send the plant packing. I have faith in you. Keep at it. Bravo! Lumos is really doing the trick.
More like I had to light a match at it.
That devil's snare didn't know what hit it. Wonderful wand work.
That snare came out of the book itself.
Congratulations! You've mastered Lumos. And to prove it, here's your certificate.
Hooray.
Here we are.
Certificate.
Let's see how you did. And there you are, captured in all your magical spellcasting glory. The book's unscathed. After that superb display of spellcasting, you've earned 15 house points.
That brings us to 30 house points. Maybe we'll beat Gryffindor this year.
Excellent work. You've done yourself proud.
You've learned all the spells in this chapter. I think you're ready to take the chapter test. Turn the page.
Test, oh no.
Your first test. I know you'll make me proud. Pull up the glowing text on the page to begin. Well done. You've nearly completed the first chapter of the Book of Spells. Now you'll need each of your new spells to pass a final test. By first overcoming a series of puzzles, and finally by taming a dangerous magical creature. Pass the test, and you will win the first of my conundrum poems, and will have taken your first step towards wizarding greatness. What's this? Some kind of fountain? It looks pretty dry, though. Let's try filling it with water. That's it. Now, point your wand and hold the T button. It's not full yet. Get some more water into the fountain. It's not full yet. Get some more water into the fountain. Merlin's beard! It was a trick! We've released a Kelpie, a shape-changing water demon, very dangerous. The only way to tame a Kelpie is to get a bridle over its head, like a horse.
Okay.
Miranda set you quite a task. First, we'll need to find something to bridle it with, like a bit of rope. You know this place is strangely familiar. I think we're in Scotland. I recognise that loch.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
And here's another kind of lock. This portcullis is in our way. Remember, in this test, you'll need all the spells you've learned so far. What spell could help us open up the gate?
Laura Mora.
You unlocked it. The gate seems to be broken, and we can't get through to fix it. See those cogs all over the floor? Try lifting them up and putting them back in place on the wall. A good chance to show off one of your spells. We still need to fix the gate mechanism. Which one of your spells could lift up those cogs and put them back?
I think that's my one con.
Try using your levitation charm to float those cogs up and into the right places. The gesture's a swish down and a flick up, remember? Ha-ha! That's got it, but where does it fit? Steady there.
Right there. I can't really see it.
Watch out. Excellent. Where does this cog need to go? Oh, that's the way. Excellent work. Watch out. Good. Levitate the cog. Now, where does it need to go? Carefully now.
On my screen.
Slots right in. Well done.
Is there another one? Oh, yeah, there is.
That's got it, but where does it fit? That's it. One more to go. Watch out.
Oh.
Good. Levitate the cog. Now, where does it need to go?
There it is.
That seems to have done the trick. Well
Yay.
done.
Let's go.
Right, what's next? Remember, if we're going to take on that Kelpie, we'll need a rope or a bridle. Miranda Goshawk certainly doesn't mess about. This place has seen better days, that's for sure. Be ready for anything. Ah, there you are. I bet this next challenge has something to do with these locked chests. I don't think you quite got that spell right. Try again. I don't think you quite got that spell right. Try again. Galloping gargoyles. Ugh. Odd place for bats to sleep. Still, you've got the right idea. Try the other chest. Try casting that again. Take your time. You can do it. Push it back. You can do it.
No.
Ooh, it won't have liked that. Bravo!
It's not being strangled for my money.
You've almost got it. Bravo! You've almost got it. I think you've sent it packing. Bravo! No, there goes the bridle. We better follow it. Where's this test going to take us next? The lock. One out, I think. That Kelpie could be anywhere. Be ready. I have a feeling this is the final part of the test.
It's right there.
There it is. So to tame this beast, we need to get the bridle over its head. I think you'd better use your levitation charm. Going swimming is not a good idea. That's it. Now point at the... I don't think it likes the look of the bridle. Wait for it to settle down. Now's your chance. Fit that bridle. Oh, you need to be faster than that, I'm afraid. Pick up the bridle and try again. He's gone. Stay alert now. He's back. Oh, it looks like the beast recognizes the bridle. Best wait for it to settle. Quick now, while he's quiet. There he goes. Wand at the ready.
I got to let go. Let's see.
Watch out. Oh, it looks like the beast recognizes the bridle. Best wait for it to settle. Quick now, while he's quiet. Oh, careful. Pick up the bridle again. Keep your eyes peeled. Pick the bridle up again. It's the only thing that can tame the Kelpie. Watch out. I don't think it likes the look of the bridle. Wait for it to settle down. Now's your chance. Move the bridle close and release the T button. Watch out, he's a tricky one. He's back. This beast isn't going to cooperate. Quick now, while he's quiet. That's it. Lovely bit of levitation.
Now I have a water
Even with the
horse.
bridle, he's a spirited fellow, eh? Nicely done. You've clearly mastered this chapter's spells. I couldn't be more proud.
Yay.
Your first chapter test passed. What an achievement. And here's your prize. Miranda Goshawk's Conundrum.
Conundrum, huh?
When little Isadora Rose, a sweet young witch, that button nose, was bought a wand, she thought it grand. It shone so brightly in her hand. Now here's an end to all my woes, the charming girl told friends and foes. I'll never ever need to work. In truth, she always liked to shirk. If anybody makes me cross, my wand will show them who is boss. And if they go and treat me worse, I'll fix them with a single curse. And everything I want I'll get with this, my darling little pet. With that, she waved her brand new wand and turned her black hair brassy blonde. But as the days and weeks went by, that lazy girl refused to try to master new spells. Truth to tell, she didn't do the old ones well. Her hair turned blonde, but then fell out. Her curses never had much clout. Her wand began to wilt, poor thing, as boredom took away its zing. And naturally she blamed the wand and threw it in the old duck pond. But you know better. You can see what caused her mediocrity. What must you do, which she did not? What must you do, and do a lot? Answer this, and do it loads, or I will turn you all to toads.
Practice. Oh no.
Once you learn all the spells contained in this book, you should be able to puzzle out the answer.
Practice.
Moving on. We can finish that later. Here.
Here's your certificate recording your progress. Pull it up from the book to have a look. Brilliant work on that test. You're well on your way. Take 10 house points.
Should probably retry taking that. Only 10 points. You bastard no-name professor.
Well done. You've nearly Well done. You've nearly completed the first chapter of the Book of Spells. Now you'll need... What's this? Some kind of fountain? Not quite sure which spell you were trying to cast there. Try again. Not quite sure which spell you were trying to cast there. Not quite sure which spell you were trying to cast there. Try again. That's it. Now, point your wand and hold the T button. It's not full yet. Get some more water into the fountain.
Maybe I should see if I can shut him off.
Merlin's beard! It was a trick! We've released a Kelpie, a shape-changing water demon, very dangerous. The only way to tame a Kelpie is to get a bridle over its head, like a horse. Miranda set you quite a task. First, we'll need to find something to bridle it with, like a bit of rope. You know this place is strangely familiar. I think we're in Scotland. I recognise that loch.
What the hell was the point of that?
And here's another kind of loch. This portcullis is in our way. Remember, in this test, you'll need all the spells you've learned so far. What spell could help us open up the gate? We still need to fix the gate mechanism. Which one of your spells could lift up those cogs and put them back? Excellent. Where does this cog need to go? Careful now. Excellent. Where does this cog need to go? Steady there. Excellent work. Oh, that's the way. Oh, careful. Excellent. Where does this cog need to go? Oh, that's the way. That's it. One more to go. That's got it, but where does it fit? Oh, that's the way. That seems to have done the trick. Well done. Right, what's next? Remember, if we're going to take on that Kelpie, we'll need a rope or a bridle. Miranda Goshawk certainly doesn't mess about. This place has seen better days, that's for sure. Be ready for anything. Ah, there you are. I bet this next challenge has something to do with these locked chests. Ugh, odd place for bats to sleep. Still, you've got the right idea. Try the other chest. Galloping gargoyles. Wonderful spell work. Yes, great one work. Bravo. Wonderful spell work. Bravo. Teach that devil snare a lesson. I think you've sent it packing. No, there goes the bridle. We'd better follow it. Where's this test going to take us next? The lock. One doubt, I think. That Kelpie could be anywhere. Be ready. I have a feeling this is the final part of the test. There it is.
So to tame this beast, we need to get the bridle over its head. I think you'd better use your levitation charm. Going swimming is not a good idea. That's it. Now point at the bridle down there and levitate it up. I'm not sure which spell you were trying to cast there. Try again. There he is. Keep your eyes peeled.
The pointer's not going.
He's gone. Stay alert now. Don't press the move button. You've got the right spell already. There he is. There he goes. Wand at the ready.
Not working.
Now's your chance. Move the bridle close and release the T button. Watch out, he's a tricky one. Look out! Watch out, he's a tricky one. You've got the right spell already, no need to press the move button. I'm not sure which spell you were trying to cast there, try again. I'm not sure which spell you were trying to cast there, try again. I'm not sure which spell you were trying to cast there, try again. Keep your eyes peeled. So to tame this beast, we need to get the bridle over its head. I think you'd better use your levitation charm. Going swimming is not a good idea. So to tame this beast, we need to get the bridle over its head. I think you'd better use your levitation charm. Going swimming is not a good idea. That's it. Now point at the bridle down there and levitate it up. Look out. There he goes. Wand at the ready. Watch out, he's a tricky one. So to tame this beast, we need to get the bridle over its head. I think you'd better use your levitation charm. Going swimming is not a good idea. Look out, there he goes. Wand at the ready. That's it. Now point at the bridle down there and levitate it up. There he goes. Wand at the ready. So to tame this beast, we need to get the bridle over its head. I think you'd better use your levitation charm. Going swimming is not... Now you're free to take on chapters 2, 3 and 4 in any order. Remember, you need to complete part 1 and part 2 of each chapter before you can start a test. And don't forget to visit the collectibles chapter to see what you've picked up so far. Chapter 2, part 1. You've made great progress. Time for chapter 2. Remember, you don't read this spellbook like a muggle book. Point your wand at the glowing words, then pull the T button to start reading. It's time to move on to more complex magic. In this chapter, we will cover a range of challenging and at times dangerous new spells. Keep your wits about you in this chapter, and soon you'll master new magical skills from revealing invisible ink, or conjuring flocks of birds from your wand, to the art of magical fire making. There we have it. Turn the page to learn the first spell in this chapter.
As I said earlier,
The fire-making spell. We'll first learn a bit about the spell, then you can try casting it. Remember, you need to use your wand to read. Point at the glowing words, hold the T button and pull the words up off the page.
Feels like more one of those things that I think it's better in
From lighting a warm hearth to igniting a Christmas pudding, the fire-making spell is always useful around the wizarding household.
Fire-o.
However, the ability to produce fire with the flick of a wand can be dangerous to your fellow students, and worse, your books. A pair of dragonhide gloves is therefore recommended for this lesson. More careless students might also like to brush up on any hair regrowing spells that they might know.
Hey.
Oh, you found another collectible. Remember to go and see it in the collectibles chapter later. Ready to begin reading the story?
Let's just...
Spectacular though it is, students are warned that irresponsible use of the fire-making spell can have serious consequences. Take one ill-fated performance of Malacry's classic wizarding play, Alas, I Have Transfigured My Feet. History does not record the names of the actors, which is perhaps for the best, since by halfway through the first act, the audience had taken to throwing, "Looks like your spellbook is testing you again." What do you think the audience threw at the actors? Point at one of the tabs, hold the T button and slide it out. Oh yes, the audience had taken to throwing pumpkins. Undeterred, the actor playing Capot began the famous foot transfiguration scene. By this time, the special effects wizard hidden under the stage was apparently as bored as the audience.
What the hell? The
And decided to replace
like-
the traditional
What?
puff of yellow smoke
Aren't the actors
with a
also-
huge eruption of... What do you think he conjured up? No, that's not how it goes.
Wouldn't they, the actors be wizards too?
Oh yes, a huge eruption of fire from his wand.
And everybody died.
The audience were suitably impressed, and their cheering only increased when the curtains caught alight. And the effects wizard began vainly trying to put out the flames while dodging hexes from the play's director. With the rest of the cast fleeing in panic, the actor playing Capot took this as his moment to shine. Casting a... Now what spell would you cast for your big moment in a burning theatre?
Fire freezing charm.
Casting a flame freezing charm, he began the play's rousing final speech, protected from the fire, now engulfing the stage.
I would have thought it just...
Unfortunately,
raised the fire.
his no doubt stirring delivery was lost in the confusion as the audience abandoned the theatre. And the ill-prepared effects wizard tried desperately to remember the flame-freezing charm for himself. Show-off young students should take heed. Cast your fire-making spell with care. Well, now you've learned a little about its dangers, aren't you eager to try the fire-making spell for yourself? Oh, our vandal has scribbled all over your book again. They've probably left you some nasty magical surprise. Go on then. Point your wand at the scribble and pull it up. What's this? Our student scribbler has enchanted this illustration.
It's a dragon. Oh, you're sheepy, huh? Do you tire yourself out?
Merlin's beard. A paper dragon. This spellbook is packed full of surprises, all right. Now look what's happened. Perhaps one of the spells you've learnt so far can put out the fire. Fortunately, your book is enchanted to make fire harmless, so you can just wave your hands over the page to put out the flames. You'll be fine. Well done. There's still some soot on there. Clear it all up with your hands, or the school librarian will never let me hear the end of it. There's still some soot on there. Clear it all up with your hands, or the school librarian will never let me hear the end of it. Good as new. Fortunately, your book is protected by powerful enchantments for exactly this reason. Now, if you've quite finished fooling around, now you know all about fire making, time to try casting it. Turn the page when you...
Fire.
Time to learn to cast the spell.
Okay.
Right, we need to unlock the
Really?
gate.
I thought so.
Have you forgotten the gesture for the unlocking charm? Hold the move. That spell isn't helping us. Tap circle to stop it. That's it. Now, just flick your wand sharply down towards the book to cast. That's got the gates open, but where is the incantation? Tilt up your book and have a look down that hole. Incendio! The incantation to produce fire from your wand is Incendio. Clear your mind, grip your wand firmly and say it now. 1, 2, 3.
Incel.
That's it.
Okay. I wonder if I just have to yell anything. I have to make a Z.
Now you're ready to learn the wand gesture for this spell. Pull up the gesture diagram from the page. The fire-making spell uses 3 movements. A straight line to the right, then diagonally down and left, then right again. That's it. You'll need to learn to flick fire accurately, so keep flicking until you've got the hang of it.
Incendio.
Excellent. You're a dab hand at the fire-making spell. Let's give your skills a real workout. Turn the page. Now let's see you handle a more challenging task. Your spellbook is going to conjure up a place for you to practice fire-making safely.
Pull up the glowing picture to start practicing this spell.
Are you going to play with the text all day? Release the tea. It's time to practice flicking fire from your wand. See how fast and accurate you can be with your spell casting.
Yes!
The place is full of creatures. These paper pests can be a real nuisance, so make sure you get rid of them all with your fire-making spell. Use your fire-flicking technique to burn away all the paper creatures. I'll be giving out house points depending on how fast and accurate you are in this task. Ah, creepy crawlies. Get rid of them. Well done. Now, aim carefully and see how many you can get rid of. Excellent. Please respect the classroom furnishings. Ah, butterflies. Remember, this is just bewitched paper. Don't let me catch you trying this spell on the real thing. A fire-breathing paper dragon? Seems a bit impractical. Would you please stop destroying the classroom? I might have to deduct points next time. Blatant disregard for school property. I'm taking 5 house points for that. Excellent. You earned 10 house points. Here we are. Let's see how you did. Here's a wizarding photograph as a memento. There you are, casting the fire-making spell, like an old hand. Well done. You seem to have taken to this spell 10 house points. Impressive work. When you're ready, turn the page to move on to the next spell. Let's find out how you did. Here's a wizarding photograph as a memento. There you are, casting the fire-making spell, like an old hand. Well done. Pull up the glowing text to read what our esteemed author had to say about bird conjuring. The bird conjuring charm conjures a small flock of birds from the end of the wand. It's important to remember that your conjured creatures are not real animals.
So abuse
the more accomplished you become at the spells that create them, the more real the animals will appear. But you will be disappointed if you try to keep your creations as pets. They are mere phantoms of your own making. We've got an extra note with new information from Miranda. Pull it up to read it, or just turn the page if you want to get casting the spell. Of course, creating any living creature out of thin air is immensely difficult. This spellbook is concerned with practical instruction and not with theory. But your teacher will be able to explain the principle of artificianimate quasi-dominance, which will help you understand some of the many things that can go wrong when attempting to conjure animals from nothing.
An abomination.
Severed heads, unidentifiable stumps, terrifying frog-rabbit mutations, all have been created to the dismay of those who made them and the horror of those who found them hidden under cushions. However, for reasons that are still not fully understood, research continues in the Department of Mysteries in the Ministry of Magic. Two categories of creature are much easier to create from nothing than any other: birds and snakes. Well done, you're building quite a collection of souvenirs. There we are. Turn the page when you're ready to add another feather to your wizarding cap with a bird. On this page, we'll cover the wand gesture and incantation for bird conjuring. We'll learn the incantation first. Pull up the illustration on the page. You need to release the T button. Avis. To conjure birds from thin air, you must learn the correct incantation. Avis. Ready? Say the incantation. 1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
Very nice.
You just have to yell something and it doesn't matter if it's right.
Time to learn the wand gesture for this spell. Pull up the gesture diagram. The bird conjuring charm calls for 2 smooth bumps from left to right with your wand. Be careful to point your wand away from your face. This spell can go off with quite a bang. All right. Now you need to draw the gesture again, this time from memory. That's it. Well done. Wonderful conjuring. Take a moment to admire your spell work. Of course, you can't control the birds, not with this spell alone, but if you wave your arms, you can play with them. Oh, they've spotted a bug. Conjured birds will chase off creepy crawlies. Remember that for this chapter's test. It might just come in handy. Now, if you stay very still, you'll find your new feathered friends are quite happy to come and sit on your book. Oh, what beautiful plumage. Excellent work. The birds will disappear in their own time, or you can press the circle button.
God!
It seems our magical vandal has left you another message. Aha! The Abugno Jinx! The Abugno Jinx. Since you seem to have discovered it, I suppose there's no harm telling you. This jinx causes your conjured birds to attack anything you flick your wand at. Come on, if you're going to try out this jinx, cast Avis to begin.
Avis!
I'm going to let you try the jinx this once, so try flicking your wand at that cat. Don't... There you are! Your feathered friends have become a flock of fearful furies. Oh, you certainly turned the tables on this cat. That's it.
Power.
Oh, honestly. Go on, finish him off. That's it, he's off.
We get a
Now, you won't be able to use a
Pugno
Pugno anywhere else. You might need to conjure birds in this chapter's test, but you won't need to control them. Remember, just point your wand at the book. Then pull the T button to choose what to do next. Ready for the next part? Point your wand at Chapter 2, Part 2, and press the move button. Chapter 2, Part 2.
Right. What am I learning? I guess I really don't need the other camera.
The Revealing Charm. This useful little charm will allow you to uncover messages hidden by other wizards, so pay attention. Ready to learn? Pull up the picture to read about the chapter, or you can just turn the page.
Ugh. I'm kind of hungry.
The Revealing Charm will reveal invisible
Kitty's
ink
tired.
and messages hidden by magical means. This spell is able to overcome most basic concealment charms, so be warned. Any plans for mischief hidden with invisible ink can easily be uncovered by wizarding parents and teachers alike. That was very revealing. Well done, you're building quite a collection of souvenirs. Ah, Miranda Goshawk has left us another tale about this spell. Pull those glowing words up off the page to hear the story. We're going to hear another wondrous wizarding tale, this time about the power of the Revealing Charm. Want to read the story? Remember, you can always cancel the story anytime by holding circle. Many magical researchers use invisible ink to hide their work from rivals, so the Revealing Charm is essential to serious scholars. Famed arithmancer Bridget Wenlock was so protective of her discoveries that she wrote exclusively in invisible ink. Not to mention writing upside down, back to front, and in atrocious handwriting.
Ow, my jaw.
Wenlock was famous for her absent-mindedness as well as her paranoia, and would often jot notes in invisible ink on, another missing word. What did Bridget write her calculus?
Horses.
That doesn't sound right. Perhaps try the other tab. Oh, too quick, you need to hold down the T button. Oh, too quick, you need to hold down the T button. Point at one of the two tabs. Hold the T button and slide the tab out. Interesting, but no. Better try the other tab. Ah, yes. She would often jot notes in invisible ink on scraps of paper.
Who would have thought?
Before promptly losing them. She could frequently be seen retracing her steps through her hometown of Tinworth, attempting to use the Revealing Charm on every scrap of paper she came across in search of a lost arithmancy calculation. Wenlock first scribbled down her groundbreaking theorem on the magical properties of the number 7 at breakfast one day. Apparently on the back of an envelope, using her usual invisible ink. She then proceeded to send her cousin a letter, using what she later believed to be the very envelope concealing the theorem.
Okay.
Soon, realizing her mistake, Wenlock seized her broom and managed to overtake the... Overtook what? What is she chasing in this... No, that doesn't seem right.
Penguins.
Of course, she managed to overtake the owl carrying the letter in mid-flight.
Who would have thought?
The pair engaged in a fierce mid-air tussle as Wenlock tried to recover the envelope. Post office owls take mail tampering very seriously and will refuse to give up their deliveries to anyone but the addressee. After suffering several nips and scratches, Wenlock resorted to following the owl to her cousin's house in John O'Groats. But after finally retrieving the envelope from her bemused... Whose house was Bridget visiting, can you... No, that's not how the story goes.
Smash.
Yes, she retrieved it from her cousin, but her revealing charm revealed nothing but a cake recipe. Which she had jotted down that morning. She later found the real calculation scrawled on a sugar packet still sitting on her kitchen table.
Whoopsie, Pepsi. Okay.
There you have it. Now, are you ready to use the revealing charm to uncover some mysteries of your own? Turn the page to learn to cast this charm and start uncovering the invisible.
It's blank.
Here, we'll learn the gesture and incantation to reveal things hidden by magic. We'll learn the incantation first. Pull up the illustration on the page. Apparesium.
Apparesium.
The incantation to magically reveal hidden writing or markings is apparesium. Say the incantation aloud. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Apparesium.
Excellent, well said. Time to learn the wand gesture. Pull up the gesture diagram. The wand gesture for the revealing charm is a loop and cross. Loop your wand from right to left and back again. Looks a bit like a fish, doesn't it? Try drawing the shape now. Good stuff. Can you trace the shape again from memory? That's it. Well done. Now, whenever you see a little glint like that, it means there's something hidden by magic. Flick your wand towards the glint to try out the revealing charm.
Fishy, fishy.
I had a feeling our esteemed author would have hidden a little something for you. Beware the Sphinx. It guards its secrets jealously. Sphinxes, eh? Perhaps Miranda is giving us a clue to this chapter's test. Ready to move on? You found everything! I bet you'll need this spell to find hidden clues in the test, so keep an eye out. Ready to move on? Ah yes, the engorgement and shrinking charms. It's amazing how useful it can be to grow and shrink things with magic. Time to learn the incantations. But that picture's become all overgrown. See if you can use your wand to shift those pumpkins out of the way. Engorgio. The incantation to make things grow is Engorgio.
Engorge.
Say it now. 3, 2,
Engorge
1.
penis.
Good. Reducio. To magically shrink things, speak the incantation Reducio. Say it clearly now.
Reducio.
1, 2, 3.
Reducio.
Very
That doesn't
nice.
work on egos. Probably just read this.
These straightforward but surprisingly dangerous charms cause certain things to swell or shrink. You will be learning
Hello.
both charms
Yep.
together so that you can always undo an over-enthusiastic cast.
I hate Dr.
There is
Medic.
thus no excuse for having
Yeah.
accidentally shrunk your homework down to microscopic size, or for allowing a giant toad to rampage through your school's flower
Yeah.
bed.
Do you imagine this in Hogwarts with horny teenagers? Horny budding teenagers? Yeah.
Well done. You're building an impressive collection of
I
souvenirs.
did pick Hufflepuff for my class, so
Right, time to learn the
J.K.
gestures for
Rowling's
these
be
charms.
trusted. They
Turn
have
the page
plenty
to
of
move on.
Weird circle jerks. Because Hogwarts is
Here we go.
anti-sex education or something.
The wand movements for these spells are the same, but upside down.
Okay.
We'll learn the engorgement charm
Ooh.
first. Pull up the text with your wand to begin. To make things swell, draw an arrow shape pointing up. It's like an upside down V.
Okay, sure. Oink. I have to draw a dick
Good.
with it.
Do that once more, but this time without any
Let me
help.
see if it... Well, drawing a dick... Oh,
Spot on.
yep.
That's it. That's one
It's
down.
drawing a dick.
Right, now the shrinking charm.
Okay. So to shrink it, you draw a badge, I guess.
Making things shrink uses a wand gesture pointing down. Good stuff. Can you trace the shape again for
Upside
memory?
down penis.
That's it. Just like in Gorgio, you point at an object and hold the T button to make it shrink. Oh, the book's given you a pumpkin to practice on. Start off by shrinking it. First, try shrinking that pumpkin
He
using the
shot my-
shrinking charm.
My butt with an engorge.
Right, you cast the spell. Now point your wand at the pumpkin, then hold the T
Yeah.
button.
So... Alright.
Oh, that's tiny. Now let me see you using Gorgio. You made it so small, it vanished. Try again. This time, just make it as small as it'll go. Oh, the book's conjured up another pumpkin for you.
Alright. Yeah.
First, try shrinking that pumpkin using the shrinking charm. Oh, that's tiny. Now let me see you using Gorgio to make it
Time
massive.
to make a throbbing pumpkin. Ah.
Come on, engorge it some more. Had enough? That's a good
I
sized
think if I
pumpkin
hold
anyway.
it too long,
Just
it'll
right for Halloween
explode,
feast.
which
Well
would be
done.
awful.
I bet you'll need these charms in the chapter test, so remember them. You're a dab hand at shrinking and engorging. Turn the page now to practice these
Sure,
spells.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Right, you'll need to engorge and shrink things to pass this chapter's final test. So let's practice. pull up that illustration with your wand to start the exercise.
Uh-oh. Am I going to make monsters become engorged?
You'll now have a chance to practice the engorgement and shrinking charms on some creatures. Don't worry, it won't do them any harm. With that said, it is not advisable to practice engorging or shrinking your own pets for homework practice.
This book is very anti-animal.
At least not until you're certain that you can reverse the effects.
Oh, God.
Oh, someone's gone wild with engorgement and shrinking charms in here. You'll be using your 2 new spells to return things to their normal sizes. And it looks like this place has a gnome infestation. See that round rolled up thing? That is a gnarl, but it's too small to chase off the gnome. Try engorging it. Spot on.
What if I can make that grow?
Careful, don't enlarge the gnome.
I'll enlarge the naked
Let's see you
gnome.
make that gnarl nice and big.
Alright, I'll shrink it down.
I didn't recognize that spell. Try it again. Well done. Gnarls might look like muggle hedgehogs, but they're fierce enough to fight off a gnome.
Yeah.
Another
one is
gnarl and
pretty
gnome,
phallic. I
equally
picked the
sized,
big
so
black
neither's
one.
giving an inch. Shrink the gnome to tip the scales. That gnarl needs to be bigger, not smaller.
Now time to engorge that. Whoops.
Oh, don't make the gnomes larger. That'll just make things worse. Shrink them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, didn't make his butt bigger when
Make
I
one of the gnomes
engorged
smaller
him.
with reduced... That's it! That gnome's not happy, but the gnarls were here first. These huge gnomes are kicking the poor
Whoa.
gnarls around. Shrink the gnomes and engorge the gnarls to turn the tables.
Now I'm just freaking picturing these gnome things with the giant dicks. Oh no, someone's engorged them.
Come on, you need to shrink the gnomes and enlarge the
Alright,
gnarls.
time to make some micro furries happy.
Well remembered.
And now to make some macro furries happy. Up, up. Find the beard. Find my beard interesting.
Well
Why am I
done.
holding this
You've
book up?
mastered magical engorgement and shrinking. 2 helpful wizarding abilities.
I guess. He's the one who said it, not me. Pick on someone your own size.
Let's see here. Well, there you are. Engorging and shrinking like an old hand. Well done. Good effort. 5 house points.
They reduced my points because I was fucking around too much. Every male suit. And
When you're ready, turn the page to begin the test.
You imagine the girls too, just the girls with the low self-esteem, just engorged chests too. Although I wonder
Oh,
if
just put the
they
book
have
back where I
different
can see it.
standards of beauty, and maybe they don't really care. All right, there you go. Oh, joy, Sphinx. I'm kind of freaked out by Sphinx.
It's time for this chapter's test. Remember, you'll need all of the 4 spells that you've learned. Take a moment to make sure you remember them, then pull up the words on the page to begin the test. In this chapter, we've learned to create fire, reveal invisible ink, conjure birds, and change the size of things. Now it's time to give your skills a real test, in a place where only Gringotts Cursebreakers have trod before. You'll need each of your new spells to pass. Good luck. Tread carefully, and remember,
so. If you do make
it is imprudent to annoy a sphinx.
Yeah, if you do end up making like one part of your body too much bigger, but wouldn't
Merlin's
if
beard,
you engorge your
a
dick
sphinx.
with it, wouldn't that also
Remember what Miranda
engorge
said.
the blood
These
in
cunning
it too?
creatures delight in puzzles and mysteries. I bet this one's hidden a puzzle around here. Can you find it?
Honestly, Sphinx freak me the hell out because they got people faces. So, what did you want?
Now, what spell did you learn that reveals hidden things? Hmm?
It was not the birdie one, it was the fish one.
That's the way. Well revealed. Now, let's see what this cryptic cat has to say for itself. 3 trials you must pass to prove your worth. Well, that was cheery. Rare creatures, sphinxes, and terribly dangerous if you get the wrong answer. Ah, this must be the first of the trials.
Oh yeah,
I
here.
wonder what's needed here.
If you want to...
Well, you could start by finding a way to chase those
If you
creepy
find,
crawlies
if you
off
find
this
the
poor
wand
chap.
pretty phallic. Oh, really? You're not gonna... No.
Try again. Press triangle if you want a hint.
Oh, it's not gonna let me cast the water one.
If you need help, remember you can
Oh, so
just
it
press
won't
the
let me
triangle
cast
button
the
to get
water
a
one,
hint.
but you can make it ejaculate water straight into your mouth. Right, so the bird one.
Come on, think. What can you conjure that'll chase the bugs off? That's it. Abbas, good thinking. Those birds will chase off the bugs.
Lady Sphinxes can be cute, but yeah, I don't know. Even then, if they have a person face on it, I think they're kind of creepy.
Look at that. It seems Feathers here just wanted a few friends. I think you've passed your first trial.
Really, that's it? Scared the bugs away. I mean, I could have just cast the fire spell.
Ah, this
too.
must be trial number 2.
Oh,
It looks like a
that's
torch
two.
bearer, except that both his torches have gone out. I bet we can do something about that. What's the solution here? What spell could you use on a torch bearer? That's it. Light them both. Well done. 3 trials, the Sphinx said. What's next, I wonder?
Hey, look, it's a furry. Ah.
Nearly there. Trial number 3 looks straightforward. My
There
guess
you
is you
go.
need to
Now
make
that's
things a
much
bit
better.
more
I'll take
balanced.
this over a Sphinx any day. I don't know. I don't think that's supposed to be Anubis. Side view. He's got 2 scorpions on his hand.
You need to use one of your spells to balance
Oh.
things out.
Oh, he wants me to engorge him, huh? Alright.
That's right.
That's it. Bigger.
That's done it. Wait, it's still growing. Looks like this trial was a trap.
Oh, it was a trap.
Looks like that monster got away, for now. Just brush that sand away. Let's see if he's burrowed into your book.
Yeah.
Steady now. My word.
I'm
A
weird like
sandstorm.
that.
Quick, hold your breath.
I don't know why. Like, people faces on animal bodies creepy, but animal faces on people's bodies hot. Oh, I guess we've entered the
Where on earth have we ended up?
Pharaoh's
Can
tomb.
just see some torches. Light them so we can see where we are. Keep trying. Missed. Try again.
Really?
Not quite. Try again. Missed. Try again.
I guess those
Not
aren't
quite.
torches.
Try again. Excellent. That's the first.
Okay, I
Merlin's
thought that
beard.
pot was a torch.
Ancient Egyptian tomb. What's that noise? More scorpions. Find a way to get rid of them before they get too close. Careful! Those stings are more than enough to knock you out.
Birds? Birds eat scorpions, right? Okay.
Looks like they can dodge your fire-making spell. Try another spell, quick. Careful! Those stings are more than enough to knock you out.
Really?
Conjuring birds at a time like this? Try something else. If you're a bit stuck, you can always press the triangle button for help. Ooh, they have a powerful venom. Quick, try another spell before you're stung again. Don't make them bigger. Smaller might be an idea, though.
What if I want my
That's
scorpions bigger?
Ingorgio. Is your wand the right way around? Try making them smaller. That's Ingorgio. Is your wand the right way around? Try making them smaller.
There we go.
Well remembered.
So, oh. I shrink them down the grate. I thought it was gonna just shrink
Excellent.
them into oblivion.
It's so small, it fell straight through the grill. Do that again. Excellent shrinking. Let gravity do the rest, eh? That's the last of them. I think you're in the... Wait. What's that noise? Leaping leprechauns. That monster's back. It's too heavy. Watch out!
Oh no, my portal. Oh no, Mr. Professor No Name. However shall I do it? The text.
Merlin's
It's also
beard.
weird
Where
that
are we
chat
now?
box is supposed to show up on screen. It doesn't seem to be working.
Heavens! Here's that monster-sized scorpion again. You better cut this overgrown arthropod down to size, quick. Uh-huh. You better cut this overgrown... That's it. It won't get any smaller.
Whoops.
Wait, the beast's large enough, don't you
No.
think? Shrinking it might be the
No,
way
it can
to
be
go.
bigger. I'm gonna go while
Oh, I got you. That means you'll have to cast the spell again. Wait, the beast's large enough? That's it. He's small enough. Now try a spell to get rid of him for good. That's right. Well, that's one way to snuff out a
Hey,
paper
don't chew on that.
scorpion. Don't worry, it was only something conjured by your book after all. There's the Sphinx again. We must be in his inner sanctum.
Oh my.
Let's see. You must solve 3 final
All right, Mr.
riddles
Sphinx,
to
just
prove
put
your
this
worth.
paper-
Show me your wits
Wear
are
this
as
paper
sharp
bag
as
over
your
your
wand
head and
work,
everything
and
will
you
be
will
great.
receive your reward. You have proven that your magic is
I'll
powerful,
admire your rear
but
end,
a
but
wizard
just
or
put the
witch
frickin'
must
paper back
master
on.
more than jinxes and charms. Leaping leprechauns! The place is filling with sand! You'd better answer these puzzles and fast.
So what does he want?
Oh, I don't think that was the answer he was looking for. Quickly now. Oh, that wasn't it. Try something else. Ha-ha!
Fire.
Superb. That's one puzzle passed. What's next?
I wasn't. That's what I get for not paying attention. Yep. What do you want now? Uh-huh.
Hurry up. That sand will bury us soon. If you're a bit stuck, you can always press the triangle button for help. Oh, try something else. Oh, that wasn't it. Press triangle if you need a clue. Good. Remember. You've reached the final puzzle. But where is it? That slippery sphinx must have hidden it again. Use Aparecium to reveal it. Spot on! final clue. You've proven yourself with spells, but in this test, what has been a better friend than any charm or jinx or hex? I think it means what you used more in the test, your head or your heart. Point your wand, then pull the T button to... Brilliant, spectacular. You used your head, of course. Are you ready to claim your prize?
Nope. If he wants to go there, he has to wear the paper back over his face. What am I getting?
Whew, back again. Now, let's have a peek at this chapter's conundrum.
His letter came from Hogwarts, and oh, Douglas was so pleased. He would have read the whole thing, but a boil needed squeezed. He would have packed his trunk himself, but thought he'd seen a fly doing loops and backward flip-flops. It wasn't. Nice try. He liked the thought of lessons, yes, but Douglas didn't see why you had to pay attention and not try to jinx your knee. And tentacles were funny in a tickly kind of way. So why the teacher roared at him,
I'm sure they
really
were.
Couldn't say. It was, pay attention, Douglas, every single place he went. But Douglas didn't want to, and so letters home were sent.
So I think he suffers from ADD.
And his father wrote him strictly saying, Douglas, now be warned. You must finish things you... Douglas put the letter down and yawned.
Maybe he
Douglas
was on the
liked
spectrum.
to be distracted because he found it much more fun. His homework was abandoned and his spells and charms
He was
half
on the
done.
spectrum.
He never really noticed just how far he'd slipped behind. But then someone dared poor Douglas to perform a jinx, not kind. It went so badly wrong that it is nicer not to dwell on Dougie's second nose or on the mess or on the smell. And nobody could ever say how Douglas came to be entrapped inside that drain pipe with a teacup for a knee. What was it that he didn't want to do, the silly lad? Answer
It's
me
practice.
and do it, and you'll make your teachers glad.
I guess it was the first conundrum. It's practice. They need to practice, practice, practice. I bet I only get one. I only get 5 points.
Here's your certificate recording your progress. Pull it up from the book to have a look. You've made real progress with those spells. 10 house points.
10 points for Hufflepuff. Yay. Ooh. This gargoyle's one sort of pretty sexy. Whoops. Okay. Next chapter. Wow.
Which chapter are you going to take on next? When you've finished chapters 1 to 4, you'll unlock chapter 5.
What's this?
Chapter 3, Part 1. Chapter 3 stands before you. Excited? You should be. I know I am. Point your wand at the introductory text and pull it up to see what the book has in store. Superb wand skills, a talent for incantations, or a flair for potions, all these are nothing if you cannot apply yourself. This chapter contains spells allowing you to magically mend, to vanish messes, and, most importantly, to protect yourself. Persevere with these new spells until you know them back to front. But remember that actually saying spells back to front can have quite unpleasant consequences. Interesting specimen?
Okay.
It's time to...
Yeah, no, let's turn coughing or
The gouging spell. To learn about the gouging spell, pull up the glowing words, or turn the page if you want to get
I don't
casting.
need a spell for that. I mean, I got this big black
The
wand
gouging
I can
spell
gouge
enables a
people
witch
with.
or wizard to carve through earth and stone with ease.
Hey,
From budding herbologists digging for Snargaluff seedlings to treasure-hunting cursebreakers,
You don't need
uncovering
more copy,
ancient
Raven.
wizard tombs. The gouging spell makes all manner of heavy labour a matter of pointing a
ooh,
wand.
a kitty.
Look at that. Another scribble from our cheeky but rather gifted former student. Go on, pull it up. Ah, what have we here?
Oops.
I recognize this spell. Flick your wand at one of those things to see for yourself. The doubling charm. Don't get too excited. None of the duplicates are actually worth anything. Keep flicking, see how many copies you can make. The doubling charm, or Gemino curse as it is often known, was famously discovered by twin witches, Helixa and Sina Hislop. After this somewhat eccentric and reclusive pair died, relatives realized the mansion in which they had lived all their lives contained identical copies of literally everything inside, down to the pair of
I'm just
handwritten
imagining
instructions
someone
for the spell,
doubling their
left
sex
side by
voices,
side on matching kitchen tables. The doubling charm has caused trouble from its discovery. Many disputes have arisen around the question of whether a copy created by the Gemino curse is of equal value to its pair. As the two are identical at first, it is impossible to know, although the copy usually rots or tarnishes much more quickly. One unfortunate quirk of this spell, which has never been successfully overcome, is that nobody can halt it but the original spellcaster. If for whatever reason he or she is interrupted, the object will continue to multiply for hours or even days until the copies start to degrade.
I mean, you could just use alchemy. It's like, hey, put some material next to it, and then
if you're
put some
finished,
material
hold
next
the
to
circle
it, and
button
then,
to move on.
the thing you want to copy, and then wacha! Magic. Oh.
Oh, this won't do. Clear away that dirt so we can get on with learning the spell. Time to learn the spell incantation. Pull up the glowing text to start.
Some Full Metal Alchemist stuff.
If audio. Cast the gouging spell with the incantation Defodio. Say it aloud in 3, 2, 1.
Defecation!
Good.
I don't have to say anything. I don't have to actually say the word. I can't recognize it. Great.
Right, the gesture's next. Pull it up from the page. To cast the gouging spell, move your wand straight down, then left, then down again. Imagine steps going down for this digging spell. Great.
It's a
Once
digging
more,
spell.
this time draw the shape from memory. Not the right gesture. Take a
I
breath.
would have thought that a
Once
digging
more.
spell would have been
Great. When you see
Or a
something you can dig up,
gouging
point
spell
with
would
your
have been
wand,
like,
then hold the T
"Pshung."
button.
just like, just shoot.
This is not a spell you flick. Point your wand, then pull the T button. Uh-huh. A specimen of fanged geranium. Point your wand, then pull the T button to try digging it out. Ah, collectible. I think you've got the hang of gouging.
Is gouging actually like a...
Now you've mastered the gouging
a
spell's
synonym
basics,
for digging?
let's put it to proper use. Turn the page. Time to get gouging.
Did you tire yourself out
To put
again?
your gouging spell through its paces, pull up the practice text.
Alright. You gotta get going for dinner. Good luck. Learn your magic
Practice
spells.
is
Make
everything
sure
with
that
the gouging
kid
spell.
gets, add scritches for helping.
Your spellbook will
I
now
will.
conjure an
Thanks for
environment
stopping
for
by,
you to
Dr.
practice
Medic.
digging without doing any permanent damage.
Oh.
You need to cast Defodio. The gesture is like steps, remember? Down, left, down. Ah, nifflers. Innocent creatures, but they do love to borrow shiny things that aren't theirs. If you had any coins in your pockets, I'd make sure they're still there if I were you. There's a niffler. The little thief, it's grabbing one of the galleons. Keep an eye out now. Now, nifflers love to collect shiny things and bury them. You're going to need your gouging spell to dig those galleons back up. Well done. You'll need to keep digging up the galleons. Don't let the niffler steal them all, or we'll have to start all over again. Keep an eye on this one. Try another spot. Watch where it buries this one. Whoa, you'll be rich at this rate. There it goes with a galleon. Great stuff, another galleon rescued. Here's another one. Oh, nicely done. Oh, it's got a galleon. Good. Oh, another galleon gone.
I feel like I should be more proactive at stopping them.
Oh, well spotted. Keep an eye on this one. Good. Watch where it buries this one. Whoa, you'll be rich at this rate. Oh, another niffler. You'll have to keep your eyes peeled now. Great stuff. Another galleon rescued. Oh, it's got a galleon. Oh, another galleon gone. Watch where it buries this one. Oh, well spotted. There it goes with a galleon. Right, watch this one.
Oh my god.
Oh, another galleon gone. Keep an eye on this one. Oh, that's the last galleon gone. Let's try again. Now keep your eyes out for exactly where they bury them. Here we are. Let's see how you did. Let's see here. Let's find out how you did.
5 points.
Perhaps a bit more practice with this spell, but well done all the same. 5 house points. Well done. It's not the flashiest of spells, but the gouging spell is useful in all sorts of situations. Turn the page. Let's get cracking with another spell. Practice is everything with the gouging spell. Your spellbook will now... Practice is everything with the gouging spell. Your spellbook will... Practice is everything with the gouging spell. Your spellbook will now conjure an environment for you to practice digging without doing any permanent damage. You need to cast Defodio. The gesture is like steps, remember? Down, left, down. Good. Ah, nifflers. Innocent creatures, but they do love to borrow shiny things that aren't theirs. If you had any coins in your pockets, I'd make sure they're still there if I were you. There's a niffler. The little thief, it's grabbing one of the galleons. Keep an eye out now. Now, nifflers love to collect shiny things and bury them. You're going to need your gouging spell to dig those galleons back up. Well done. You'll need to keep digging up the galleons. Don't let the niffler steal them all, or we'll have to start all over again. Oh, another galleon gone. Don't you want those galleons back? Use your... Whoa, you'll be rich at this rate. Watch where it buries this one. Great stuff. Another galleon rescued. They just keep coming. There it goes with a galleon. Right, watch this one. Oh, it's got a galleon.
Okay.
another galleon gone. Keep an eye on this one. Good. Another furry little thief. Oh, you'll be rich at this rate. There it goes with a galleon. Great stuff, another galleon rescued. Oh, another galleon gone. Good. Keep an eye on this one. Oh, well spotted. Good. Right, watch this one. Oh, you'll be rich at this rate. They just keep coming. Great stuff, another galleon rescued. Marvellous.
Okay.
Let's find out how you did. Time to find out how well you did. Let's see here. Perhaps a bit more practice with this spell, but well done all the same. 5 house points.
Alright. Wee. He's such a brat.
To learn about the mending charm,
She doesn't really
pull up the
like
text with your
switches either.
wand, or just turn the page to start learning to cast it.
It's more a reparo.
The mending charm will repair broken objects with a flick of the wand. Accidents do happen, so it is essential to know how to mend our errors.
It's really helpful in just everyday life.
However, clumsier students should remember that mastery of this charm is no substitute for learning not to break things in the first place.
That'll come in handy.
And Miranda's left us a tale about this spell. Pull up the text to hear it, or just turn the page to start casting. The mending charm will repair broken objects with a and Miranda's left us a tale about this spell.
To the story.
Pull up the text to hear it, or just turn the page to start casting. Here we go. Time for a famous tale about the mending charm. Feel like reading a story about this spell? Many repairing and mending charms have been used over the centuries. But the most effective and powerful was invented by Arabella Nutley in the 18th century. A lowly clerk in the Ministry of Magic Improper Use of Magic department. Arabella's extreme shyness had hampered her in her career. Mousy, almost mute in meetings, and becoming extremely flustered when spoken to. Arabella was given the most mundane tasks at the office, such as filing. What's the most boring job you can think of?
Dusting.
Or such as filing, dusting, and cleaning out the departmental owls. At home, however, Arabella spent all her free time experimenting with spells, attempting to improve and strengthen the charms of her youth. A freak chance led to the revelation of Arabella's hidden talents. In 1754, 2 of Europe's most celebrated broom flyers, sworn enemies Torquil MacTavish of Scotland and Silvio Astolfi of Italy, agreed to a public broom race from Aberdeen to Rome. The contest would take place overnight to avoid the attention of muggles. It seems the story needs a little help. Point your wand at the tap.
You know, I kind of wish there was like.
And representatives of the governments of both men would gather at the finishing line for what looked likely to be a spectacular contest.
Kind of.
Arabella was invited along
like,
to oversee the luggage and arrange the
a lot
port
of
keys.
like European
The climax of the race was just as exciting as foreseen, but not for the reasons predicted. And close to daybreak, Astolfi and McTavish appeared over the horizon, heading towards the Colosseum.
The New World.
It was at this point that a fight broke out among excitable supporters of both wizards.
Interesting to have
Precisely
Native
what
American,
happened is hotly
fantasy
contested to this day,
with, their
but a
magic.
large explosion ensued,
That's what magic is
and when the
beautiful.
smoke cleared, Silvio Astolfi
imagine
had
flying
been
with a
turned into
kilt
a...
and,
Oh dear!
Flying with a kilt.
No, that's not the right word.
Flying with a kilt on. With a broomstick. A lot of opportunities to be an exhibitionist.
Yes, Astolfi had been turned into a chicken. Poor Torquil McTavish's knees were on back to
Ew.
front. And the Colosseum lay in ruins. For a few horrific minutes, it appeared that the assembled crowd had witnessed the greatest breach of the International Statute of Secrecy ever known. Not only were they at a loss to know how to repair such massive damage, but the sound of the explosion had already woken half of Rome.
Fail.
It was then that Arabella Nutley came quietly forwards and, with a few waves of her wand, reconstructed several columns with the use of her own repairing charm. Oh, what's going to happen? Stunned at its efficacy, the governmental ministers begged her to teach them how to use the new spell.
Efficiency. It sounded like he said
And by the time the first anxious muggles
Wow.
had dressed
Efficacy.
and rushed to the scene,
efficacy.
they found nothing
Reparo.
but the Colosseum in exactly the state they had last seen it, and a few oddly dressed men trying to sue the distressed chicken. Arabella received the Order of Merlin First Class, and her mending charm has been in widespread use ever since.
Probably sit on it. Many pillows I have for myself. Surprised my girls have a
I
buggy
always liked
kitten
that
inside
story.
the office.
Ready to learn to mend by magic for yourself?
Scottish wizards. In kilts, that's actually kind of hot. Hey, don't chew on those cables.
You need to learn the magic words for the spell. Point at the glowing words with your wand, then pull the T button.
I wonder if it's supposed to be like Reparo.
Reparo! The incantation for the mending charm is Reparo. Now you try the incantation, nice and clearly. 3, 2, 1,
Reparo.
go! That's it.
Ow.
You ready to learn the spell shape? Pull up the
It's a
picture on the
square.
page. To cast Reparo, move your wand in a square,
right.
beginning from the bottom left.
What's it with
Ah,
cats trying to
square,
shoot
that's
cables?
easy. Remember to start in the bottom corner and go right. That didn't look quite right. No, give it another go. Well done. Now make the gesture once more, this time from memory. That's it. Now, with this spell, you just flick your wand at broken objects.
Chew. Chew. No need for spello tape.
It doesn't look like this clock needs mending. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Flick your wand to cast your new mending. Magnificently mended.
I wonder how that would work. So, what element would know where
It looks like you found a
goes,
collectible.
especially
Well
if it's-
done. It'll be stored in the collectibles chapter, so remember to go and have a look at it later. Another little extra bit of information on this spell.
Okay, atoms would
If
sort
you
of
want
go
to read
together,
it, you
but
know what to do.
about, like, if
Or
something
you can
was
just turn the
dismantled?
page.
How would, I don't know, nature know what it is? It's magic. It's magic. Would the wizard need to know how it would work? Oh, it's this thing again.
It doesn't look like this clock needs... Miranda Goshawk's... Ready for part 2? Chapter 3, part 2. It's time to get cracking on the 3rd chapter. Turn the page.
Yeah, what's the hell?
When you're ready, pull up the glowing text to learn more about this spell. From pumpkin juice stains to gobbets of frog guts to baked on dragon dung, a good scouring charm will vanish them all. Now, to
I have
ensure
to
that you
scrub my
properly
toilets
learn
again.
this most useful of charms, your spellbook will create a little controlled mess for you to clear away. Controlled mess, eh? I've yet to see one of those. The Bat Bogey Hex? Well, we'd better see why Miranda included this noisome little hex. Keep your head still for a minute to see this spell. I have a feeling I know what's
Turn me to
coming.
that. Oh.
There we go. The Bat Bogey Hex. Yuck. What a mess.
That's pretty
Have you
accurate.
got a hanky? Who'd have thought Miranda Goshawk had such a nose for
God, actually
creative
seeing
hexes?
that makes me kind
Let's
of
see what Miranda had to say
makes my
about this
nose
spell.
feel kind of stuffed.
Oh, I must confess to a particular fondness for this spell as it is my own creation. Controversial though it may be to include jinxes in a school textbook, I maintain that attacking spells of a mild nature such as this remove the temptation for young students to seek out and practice much more dangerous curses to settle schoolyard fights. As I explain in my foreword to this book,
Like
I grew
Snape
up in
with
a
the
very large
slicing
family.
you open.
And as the
up.
youngest member, it was
Hex.
sometimes difficult to put my point across effectively. However, when a person's bogies turn into black bats which crawl out of their nostrils and flap away,
I
you
know,
can
it's getting
generally
like
count
Garrus
on them
poster
shutting up
nerdy.
long enough to let you talk for a change. I credit my mastery of this hex for persuading my sister Diadema to give back the clothes she had borrowed from me, for reminding my sister Romilda to keep out of my room when I wanted peace, and for helping my sister Tanguistel to be quiet when I was trying to do my homework. Well, 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 Miranda was full of surprises. It's safe to say we're in need of a good cleaning spell. Turn the page to learn how to cast the scour.
Ew.
Remember, there's more to discover about this spell. There might be a story or an extra note from Miranda somewhere. Looking to brush up on the scouring charm, are we? Good stuff.
Oh, there we go.
We need to learn the incantation. Pull it up from the page. Scourgify! To vanish unsightly messes with the wave of a wand, use the incantation Scourgify! Now you try the incantation. Nice and
Scourgify.
clearly. 3, 2, 1,
Scourgify.
go!
Scourgify.
Good, nice and loud. You ready to learn the spell shape? Pull up the picture on the page. The wand movement for Scourgify is a smooth, sinuous motion, like a letter S. S for Scourgify. Too easy. Well done. Now make the gesture once more, this time from memory.
That didn't look quite right.
Okay, that,
No, I don't think so. Once again.
Good, good. Excellently done. This is another flicking spell. To clean an area, just flick your wand at it. Well done.
Ah, our esteemed author has left us further information on this spell. Pull it up if you'd like to know more. Or you can just...
If you were brought up in a wizarding family with house elves, then you may feel that using your magic to clean up after yourself is in some way beneath you, but rest assured,
so much racism and...
the first time you need to get a stink sap stain out of a school tie without your house elf there to help you, you will be grateful you learnt the scouring charm.
Well done, you're building quite a collection of souvenirs.
I think I'm gonna finish this chapter up then.
The shield charm.
Then
I
I'll
wonder
probably
what Miranda has up her
finish up.
sleeve for this, perhaps the most important of dueling spells. As ever, to read about the spell, just pull up the words, or turn the page. The most basic of dueling spells, the shield charm protects the caster from most offensive spells. This spell is little use without quick reflexes to match, and the best way to learn is to practice deflecting real hexes. After all, being struck with a twitchy ears hex or jelly legs jinx has a wonderful way of focusing the mind on learning to defend itself.
Interesting thing to collect?
Oh, our esteemed author has graced this section with a story. Perhaps a famous duel, eh? Pull it up or turn the page to learn the spell itself. The shield charm has many tales told about it. Let's see which one Miranda has chosen. Want to read a wizarding tale about the spell? There are many different protective spells, but for everyday use, this is the most reliable. Its most famous use was in 1484 during a jousting tournament in the village of Poppleton, England. Poppleton was overlooked by a castle owned by the Earl of Paunchley. The Earl was a tyrannical bully who made the lives of the villagers miserable. He doled out dreadful punishments for the slightest misdeeds. Children caught eating an apple fallen from one of his trees would be beaten. Young women who did not curtsy low enough when he passed were forced into service at the castle.
Get back in the kitchen, woman.
Men who complained or stood up to the Earl had been dragged away and never seen again.
To my sex chamber.
One day the Earl held a jousting tournament in the grounds of his castle, which was to be attended by...
Gnomes.
I don't think so. Try the other tab. Yes, the
just
tournament
him.
was to be attended by nobles from miles
Yes.
around. He let it be known that the whole village was to come and watch and cheer him on against the other competitors, and that no excuse would be accepted. An hour before the competition started, a young boy called Edmund Gaddlegate, whom the Earl had instructed to put up banners and pennants, fell out of a tall tree in the castle grounds and broke his leg.
Point your wand at that paper tab on the edge of the book and pull it out. His mother sent word that Edmund would not be able to attend the competition and put him to bed.
Magic?
4 burly servants of the Earl appeared at her door shortly afterwards and dragged her and her son up to the castle.
Can't you just mend those wounds?
Here, the Earl informed her that as punishment for her rudeness, she would watch while her son was tied to a... Heavens, what do you think's going to happen? No, that's not the right word.
I'm not gonna tie him to a troll. Would have made for a better ending, though.
That's right, her son was tied to a horse.
Take that.
And forced to compete against him and the various knights who had assembled to compete. However, when the other competitors saw that the Earl expected them to fight a small, injured boar, they left the tournament in disgust. Humiliated and furious, the cruel Earl announced that if nobody else would do it, he would fight Edmund himself. It was at this point that a witch in the crowd, one Hannah Cockleford, decided that the time had come to teach the Earl a lesson. As he galloped flat out towards the boy, with his spear pointing at Edmund's chest, she cast the strongest shield charm of her life between the Earl and Edmund. The Earl and his horse slammed into Hannah's invisible shield and were knocked backwards.
And then he fucked the horse.
The horse landed on the Earl, who was squashed flat inside his armor. For several glorious moments, the crowd believed that the Earl was dead.
Could finish the job.
Their disappointment was great when he began to move again. It turned to joy almost at once. When the Earl regained consciousness, and forever afterwards, he believed that he was... Here's the Earl. That definitely wasn't right.
I don't know if they knew about monkeys. But he's just as plausible, apparently.
He believed that he was a donkey called Harry Cyril.
What? Why the hell did that happen? Hey, no chewing on this.
Hannah Cockleford, stepping in to protect innocent muggles, a real role model for any young witch or
But
wizard.
I thought they were supposed to interfere.
You've learnt all you can about the shield charm. Now it's time to learn how to cast it.
My god, the rules are so inconsistent.
Now let's find out how to
Just like
cast the
JK
shield charm.
Rowling. Cha-cha. Ooh, into this gaping hole. Protego.
The incantation for the shield charm is Protego. Learn to say it quickly and clearly. Say it aloud in 3, 2,
Prego.
1. Good, nice and loud.
Hey.
Time to learn the wand gesture. Pull up the gesture diagram.
Little raisin. Hey, no, don't chew on those. Little raisin's trying to chew on
The
some of
wand
the
movement to
cables.
cast the shield charm is a short
Really?
upwards move. It's fast and ideal for duels. Remember, go up to create a shield. Well done. Now make the gesture once more, this time from memory. Excellent. Now, to create a shield, flick your wand in the direction you need to block something.
Cha! Get away from me, heads. Oh. I'm in a bubble.
You can create a shield by flicking your wand left, right, or straight ahead. First, flick your wand and create a shield on the right. Now let's see you create a shield on the left.
My left.
Excellent. Finally, cast a shield in the center. Lovely shield.
Up and down is just over. That's it.
Right. I think you're ready to pit your shield charm against some jinxes and...
Gotcha.
Gather your nerve and pull up the practice text when you're ready. Sharp reactions and quick spellcasting are key to protecting yourself with the shield charm. Your spellbook will now create a special space for you to practice hex deflection. The opponents you face will not be using the most potent curses, but nor will they be going easy on you. Good luck. Miranda clearly had a healthy respect for dueling skills.
Is there really much of a duel if all I'm doing is defending myself?
Wand at the ready now. Your shield charm is more than a match for most hexes and curses. Flick it towards the incoming hexes. A stunning spell. Powerful, but it'll pass. They're using stunning spells. Well blocked. Nice one. Great shielding.
Abracadabra.
Are you ready? Excellently done. Good stuff.
What? Zero.
Nice block.
So shields usually don't
Good stuff.
deflect stuff.
Nice block.
Yeah, we're... Achoo! Achoo!
Are you ready? A stunning spell. Not pleasant, but also not permanent. Nice one. Excellently done. Excellently done. Great shielding. A stunning spell. Not pleasant, but also not permanent. Excellently done. Nice block. Good stuff.
Girl after me.
Of course, they were using some advanced spells. You'll learn those later.
Stupefy. Stupefy. Stupefy.
Time to find out how well you did.
Being more active now that you've gotten some rest.
Pretty decent display of shield charm prowess. 10 house points.
Yay.
You've added a crucial spell to your defensive armory.
Now to take the test.
The chapter test. Are you ready? Of course you are, but be careful. Pull up the text on the page to begin.
I've already forgotten what spells I learned. Shield and
In this chapter, you have learned spells to gouge rock and repair broken objects, to clean magical messes, and to protect yourself with shields. In this chapter's test, you will need all these skills, as well as a rare quality that only a very few great witches and wizards possess. To find out what this quality is, you'll have to win this chapter's conundrum.
Is it practice? Is it willpower? Something's going on.
Oh, a Mimbulus Mimbletonia, unless I'm very much mistaken. Give it a poke with your wand, or your hand if you're feeling brave. Watch out, though. Ugh, stink sap. Ugh, quite a stinky, sticky defense, eh? Find a way to clear away all that stink sap, will you? That's it. Just flick your wand. That's it. Clean as a whistle.
Okay.
Where's the book taking us now? Fanged geraniums. They can dish out a nasty nip, let me tell you. A gnome? What's he up to? He's vandalizing the plant pots.
Really, you jerk?
Ah, the little brute's gone, but he's left quite a mess behind and set off the geraniums. Looks like you'll need to put things right. That's the way. The plants are kicking up a fuss. Wait for them to settle down, then try again. Another pot put right. Last pot fixed. Bravo. There's still a lot of dirt around, though.
Really? You're gonna make me clean it?
Good. Now flick your wand. Nothing like a well-timed scouring charm to clean up a mess.
Where does the dirt go?
So that's scouring and mending charms. What else is this test going to send our way? What was that? More chaos for us to clear up. Another Mimbulus Mimbletonia. I was right. Our little pest's back. Oh, that little vandal. His sense of humor stinks. He'll be back. Gnomes love making a mess. You'll need to block him from getting at the plant. Try one of your spells. That's it. Now flick your wand at the plant to protect it. He's popped up. Oh, excellent bit of blocking. He'll be back, though. Shield charm at the ready.
I was expecting to get more stuff flung at me, not...
He's back. Right, flick it now. Great stuff. There he is. Now, flick it quickly. Great stuff.
A lot of no mass in this game.
There he is. Right, flick it now. Great stuff. There he is. Now, flick it quickly. Oh, excellent bit of blocking. He'll be back, though. Shield charm at the ready. There he is. Now, flick it quickly. Great stuff. There he is. Right, flick it now. Nicely done. There he is. Now, flick it quickly. Oh, he didn't look happy about that. Nicely done. There's that gnome again.
That's right. Just keep mooning us.
A venomous tentacula. This test has taken a turn for the serious.
Oh, what a playful plant.
Uh-oh. Tentacle raid.
Bless my socks.
You won't be terrorizing any greenhouses for a while?
The tentacula's got you in its sights now. You'll need to use your shield charm to block its attacks while you find a way to dig it up out of the ground. It's about to strike. Blast! Shield charm at the ready. Excellent. Shield charm at the ready. Ooh, lovely block. Cast a Fordio to dig up the roots. It's down, then left, then down.
Really? Come on.
Point your wand at those roots and hold the T button to dig them up. Good, now hold it. That's it, now hold it. Think, how could you dig out those roots? That's it, dig up those roots when you get the chance. Shield charm at the ready.
Oh, this is a bit more riveting.
Good thinking, now get blocking. Oh, nicely done. Oh, fine. Ooh, lovely block. It's attacking. Well shielded. Those roots need to be dug up, not clean. Cast a Fordio to dig up the roots. It's down, then left, then down. Point your wand at those roots and hold the T button to dig them up. That's it, now hold it. Careful, I think it's going to attack. Shield charm at the ready. Oh, fine. That's it, take aim now. Oh dear. Look out. Well shielded. It's attacking. Well shielded. There. Remember, flick your wand to... The tentacula's furious. Its roots are exposed, though. Those roots need to be dug up, not clean. Cast a Fordio to dig up the roots. It's down, then left, then down. Point your wand at those roots and hold the T button to dig them up. Good, now hold it. That was the last root. You've done it. Brilliant.
Hey, I killed plants. Killing plants is okay, but not it.
Well, this place could do with being repaired. How about you do the honors?
What a spectacular bit of mending. Great job.
Yay. Plants.
All done. Now you've passed the chapter test, you'll be awarded its conundrum. Let's take a look at it.
Oh, Angus McMangus, you should have been great. With talents aplenty, success on a plate. We all thought you'd garner great grades quite securely, but Angus McMangus, your spells turned out poorly. I first heard you roar on the day we did charms. Your shouting put everyone into alarms. I can't! It's a joke! This whole class is a flop! Your fist crashing down made experiments stop. Again and again, with just 10 minutes gone, of each class you would blow up. No, everything's wrong. I can't be expected to work in this way. And you'd throw half-made jiggers and potions away. Calmly, said teachers, and just give it time. But Angus McMangus thinks waiting's a crime. If he can't do it straight away or double quick, he'll snatch up his wand and crack one broken stick. It ought to be done now. I've tried once already. In vain did your teachers cry, steady. Now, steady. So, Angus McMangus, it's you I must blame. It's all your own fault that you didn't win fame. Now answer me, students. What did Angus lack? What didn't he do which will keep you on track?
Too fast.
Here's your certificate recording your progress. Pull it up from the book to have a look. You've got a real knack for this chapter's spells. Take 10 house points.
10 points for Hufflepuff. Yay! Yay!
That's all done. Let's move on. Close the book and choose another chapter.
Alright, well, I gotta get ready for dinner too. Start chopping up some chicken. Don't have any magic spells for that.
Oh, careful. I can't see your spell book.
I might be back a little later, finish this up. And thanks everyone for stopping by who just lurked. Thanks for Dr. Medic for stopping by, chatting for a little. Have a good one, everybody.